Say Heather Keaton confessed to killing her stepchildren to a Metro jail inmate.
And Bob, that information came out today in court. Fox News reporter Renee Dials was inside the courtroom. She joins us here in the studio with the details.
Well, Denise, what Heather Keaton allegedly told the inmate was revealed in court for the first time during Keaton's preliminary hearing this morning. Rosanna Russell spent about an hour a day with Keaton at Metro Jail from December 10th when Keaton arrived until December 16th when Russell was released. Russell contacted police right after her release with the graphic details of the murders and torture. We want to warn you, the information is very disturbing. Heather Keaton is charged with capital murder in connection with the deaths of her stepchildren, Natalie and Jonathan DeBlaise. The capital murder charge came after her arrest in December on a lesser charge. Today, we found out why.
There was a woman who was in the Mobile County Metro Jail on some very old and fairly insignificant charges, 2004 theft by deception case, who wanted absolutely nothing in return for the information that she gave, and she was in what they call the wedge with Heather Keaton.
Prosecutors say statements Keaton allegedly made to a fellow Metro jail inmate resulted in the capital murder charges. The inmate, Rosanna Russell, contacted Mobile police after her release in mid-December. Russell told investigators Keaton said she and John DeBlaise, the children's biological father, used antifreeze to poison the children who were 4 and 2 years old. According to the former inmate, the couple tested the antifreeze first on the family dog to see how long it would take to kill a living thing. Natalie died first. Her body was dumped in citronelle. The pair stopped poisoning Jonathan after the sister's death, but later considered him a liability because he continued to cry and ask for his sissy. When Jonathan refused to eat the food laced with antifreeze, Russell said Keaton told her the pair force-fed him. After Jonathan died, Keaton allegedly told Russell they drove the body to Van Cleve, Mississippi. On the way, Keaton and DeBlaise stopped to buy 2 video games they intended to play when they returned home because they no longer had to worry about taking care of the children. All of this information apparently came as a surprise to the defense.
I know nothing about the lady who supposedly got these statements or relayed these statements. I don't know whether she was a plant or whether she got in jail and say, hey, this ought to help me out, become a snitch, something like that. This was all news to us as of 8 o'clock this morning.
The case is now headed to a grand jury. The grandfather and other family members of the DeBlaise children were also in court today. They gave us a written statement asking for support for a proposed grandparents' Bill of Rights. You can read that statement on our website, fox10tv.com. Keaton's attorney called John DeBlaise to testify. DeBlaise was brought into the courtroom, but he did not testify. We'll have more on that coming up on your only local news at 5:30.